I resonate with you. And why I resonate with you is simple because you always keep me company when I'm trying to blog about political fraternity or capitalism or westernization or bureaucracy of communist leaderships. Now, here we have a scenario whereby Putin himself in Russia has won elections. And for him to win these elections, is it a tyranny of the century? Is it blackmailing the masses? Or is it a self declaration as a lifetime president? Because personally, I don't think constitution exists in Russia. I don't think it exists. If it does, then come forward and explain to me because you cannot eliminate all your political opponents with intentions of creating a phobiotic society where you rule by iron fist. It's either your way or there's nothing. Meaning there's no democracy, no need of institutions. How did he win elections? There was no competitor. That means it's a one-man state. And he knew his intentions from the word go was to declare himself a president for another 6 years and Kremlin is phobiotic. No one talks. Affiliations of his fantasy to regime change, they are stuck because the oil companies are fueling his war machine in Ukraine. And all this money is coming through the bleak economic bloc because he's the one that is buying all his oil and technologies. And in return, they are also giving him what he doesn't have from the West. The ego that man has is ego. He worked with KGB in early 70s, in early 80s and 90s. And Boris Yeltsin, when he was picking him to be his predecessor, succeeder, then he knew exactly what he was mandating him to do. His spiritual reader actually is standing on the ground to bring commotion. The mixed signals that we are seeing being displayed here really creates a very big mess. And to prove or to fulfill what he stands for, it will take the generation. Is he the only candidate who can run for presidency in Russia? I'm overwhelmed by this and astonished, and I do believe you can bring forth your criticism or agenda, what you stand for. Many have passed on. The recent death of an inmate who was his opposition critic died in Antarctica prison in Siberia. Even to bury him was a big problem. Why? And you're in a democratically elected constitution in Russia. He stood for his rights, but they wanted to abandon the system and create something that would not have been very well with the people of Russia. It's not a fair game. He need to understand we are living in 21st century and what you are creating can fight you back aggressively or democratically or within your circle. Immediately after Putin won the second term in the office, or I think it's the fifth term in the office, West is now traumatized, doesn't even know how to deal with this Ukraine agenda on the table. It's either they abandon the agenda or they keep on fueling the war machine, which I doubt the resources are there. Because if you look at and Ukraine economic at the moment doesn't have that capacity to pay back the West, honor the loyalty, and to join the NATO, which is the long-term goal of the West. Putin will not allow that to happen. And for him to win this election, it meant so much. That means the Russians, they love him so much, and the West hates him so much. There are some European countries that will say, we are not going to suffer anymore. Time has come for us to change the stand. We are following what was planted on us and imposed on us, and yet we need resources to curb the inflation which is rising in our countries. Right now, gas is very expensive in some Eastern European countries, and Russia is offering them subsidy. Remember, Russian oil doesn't have sulfur, so you don't need to take it to refinery processing for a lot of advancement in purification of the petrochemical engineering. It is not like the one we have in Saudi Arabia and other parts of the world. It's very light. So even production of jet fuel is very easy and it's almost cost free. West, it knows all this. And Putin, what he has done is to shake the geopolitical stand. Because if the country of 150 million people can give him mandate to run again, definitely there is a big move. People would not have boycotted to go to vote, and people would have voted no, but they voted him in, meaning he has a significant role to play in the life of those people who voted him in. And that is my worry. What does he have to offer? Now he has another 6 years. Will he stop the madness in Ukraine? Will he bring the West on the table to negotiate about the future? We have to worry about this because another 3-4 years of war in Ukraine is catastrophic. West can stop fueling this because it will go to nuclear disaster, which is a catastrophic expectation. Hit that subscription button